welcome to the first Darth Vader podcast. Today we're going to be discussing the first movie in the Star Wars franchise, I guess, like chronologically. Star Wars Episode 1, The Phantom Menace. So welcome everybody, and welcome Storm, who's going to be here with me on this podcast, because I need someone different as well, like a second opinion. So welcome Storm. Glad to be on this podcast, Vader. So while everyone's like, rushing around the shops trying to get toilet roll, we can all just relax and just talk about the first Star Wars movie, and the Star Wars movie which I'm disappointed like every fan who went to see it. Well, I wouldn't see every fan. I think some fans at least did like it. I think there actually was like a positive attitude towards the film when it first came out, because people was like, yeah, it's Star Wars, it can't be bad, right? Yeah, I think people who just like say he's fan of this now are just kind of like, yeah, it's not really the best. But like, well, back then, like every Star Wars movie was just, it had to be good, right? Because it was Star Wars, like it could not be bad. And I don't think people like realized that people actually thought that people like were trying to trick themselves into thinking it was really good, but they knew it wasn't. And I feel like with the addition of the sequel trilogy, I feel like people have tried, like, the sequel trilogy is actually made every Star Wars fan, I feel like, just gain appreciation for the prequels again. Even if you like the prequels in the first place, you probably like them even more now because the sequel trilogy. I don't know, like I feel like whenever there's a new trilogy, people just hate on it, and I feel like that's gonna be forever now, and Star Wars kind of just in that state. Like, even if something's not bad, people are always gonna criticize it, and I'm not blaming people, because like I'm sure we're gonna probably criticize some stuff that doesn't need to be criticized here, but that's just the state that Star Wars is in now. Yeah, and sometimes I like you blame Disney for just being like hungry for money, and that was weird, but I don't think it's all Disney's fault. I mean, the sequel trilogy, it wasn't very planned out very well, but it was the first trilogy, so hopefully we're gonna do better. I mean, yeah, she should like stick with the same director, because like at least they should have it planned out, but and then maybe have different directors then. But I feel like it's kind of weird, like having J.J. Abrams, then Rian Johnson, then J.J. Abrams again. It should just be all one, or maybe one for each film. I feel like it's weird going back to JJ's after The Last Jedi, just, and like the sequel trilogy is just so weird, because like every film is directed by a different person. Like it's the mind of a different person every time. And it's just so weird. It's unique in that aspect, and they're never going to do it again, so that's fine. Yeah, but we're not talking about sequel trilogy. We are doing this about the Phantom Menace. The prequel trilogy, of course, was a much better layout for a trilogy, Yes, it definitely was. It definitely did have a story about Anakin falling to the dark side and everything. There are all criticisms about it, but like it's like people are definitely recognizing, like definitely from like with the addition of the Rise of Skywalker, that everyone is saying that the sequel trilogy is just not a big of a mess, and like prequel trilogy is the best, and also like the original trilogy is not perfect either because of the Luke and Leia scenario. Yeah, so I think the prequel trilogy is like the best in that aspect, which is just really weird saying. I do feel like people are still trying to deny it, but there's no denying it there, bro. No denying it. And for the film itself, I also felt like it was kind of more of the most different Star Wars films, in my opinion. Like, it didn't really fit. It was like the most different out of the prequel trilogy, obviously, but it was just like kind of different, I mean, jumping from the original trilogy, like, all the way back to the prequel trilogy, like, if you're watching it in release order, it would be very weird. But, it kind of does make sense, and it does, like, take place, like, 30 years before the original trilogy, like, roughly. So, that can be explained. I mean, the prequel trilogy is all the Jedi, you have that, feeling. Also, like, the original trilogy has, like, it's based on the Force, but I think the prequel is kind of based more on lightsabers. Yes, and I think, like, the only thing they brought into the Force was midichlorians, but, like, Yeah, we'd rather have a Star Wars universe without midichlorians. Please, please, just use the mind. And of course, there's new Gunray impressions. Oh yeah, yeah. I cannot do that voice for the life of. It's weird having like really classic characters in original trilogy like Luke, Leia, Lando, Han, Chewie, C-3PO, R2-D2. I mean, C-3PO and R2-D2 were still in here, and you still have good characters like Obi-Wan, like have good one-liners. But then the prequel trilogy, you have like Jar Jar, you have New Gunray, you have these annoying characters. You have Boss Nass in this trilogy, which doesn't get enough hate. Like really, just why? I mean, I feel like Jar Jar does. Like Boss Nass does not deserve that much hate. Like he doesn't get any. So, Jar Jar is just why? Why do people always go for Jar Jar? I mean, he's not even that bad. He's just. I mean, he doesn't do comedy. He doesn't really serve the plot that much, other than like guiding them to the Gungan city, which actually kind of put along with. They probably would have found a way there anyway, without Jar Jar in the story. So you could just edit Jar Jar out completely, or maybe Qui-Gon doesn't bring Jar Jar along with them on the journey, and that could just fix the whole situation. But then Jar Jar can't just be pointless. But like he's pointless anyway. But then again, he actually does give Palpatine extreme powers. So then, yeah. So if you think about it, Jar Jar's like he bangs the whole galaxy together. Yeah, that's so weird to just say it like that. This is also the only movie with Qui-Gon Jinn, who's very wise Jedi. He's probably the only Jedi we've ever seen, very wise. I'm not gonna go into detail because that's actually a series that I plan for the future. So click. We have Washa, who flies because he has like lost a leg. I mean, like we could get like an upcoming Star Wars movie about Watto. And of course, I feel like the second most famous character of the movie is definitely Darth Maul. With that double-bladed lightsaber. Actually, I feel like Darth Maul was actually the person. Like, if it wasn't for Darth Maul, I feel like people like wouldn't get as much creative with lightsabers. Like, in the original trilogy, you only see just one-bladed lightsabers, but like Darth Maul takes us up a level, and then we get like we get people like having two lightsabers, curved lightsabers, cross-guard lightsabers. We get so much. We get like different color like lightsabers are just like so much cooler in the prequels. The lightsaber fights are more cooler as well. Like they just go all over the place. Like episode 3 kind of goes a bit too far. But episode 1 is actually perfect. I think that so far is actually one of the best ones. No talking, but it's still just cool with all the do the Fates music. It's just awesome. I mean, I think one of the most bad thing about that fight is that it doesn't have any talking, because that's kind of where a lot of the impact comes, and like there's like just trash talking each other and stuff. I feel like that's kind of where the fun kind of goes out of the latter fight if you don't have any talking. And like I don't know why like they don't talk. It's just kind of weird. They're just awkwardly fighting this random Sith guy, and they're just not talking at all. Like when they it's kind of weird they're not trash talking each other. I mean, maybe since like nobody's fought anyone for so long, they don't even know how they react. I mean, you do think the fight for far is good anyway. The fight in episode 3 doesn't have that much talking either, but like mostly fighting. But there is like a few little dialogues there. So I mean, why wouldn't there be dialogues? Like they've literally known each other for like 13 years, I think is at that point. It's kind of weird that the prequel trilogy actually takes place within like 13 years. Original trilogy takes place within like 4 years, and then sequel just takes place within 1 year. It's weird. Yeah, like I don't think this film is exactly necessary. I think we should have got like episode 2. That should be episode 1. Then we should have got like a movie taking place with the Clone Wars. I think we should have done that. I think that the Clone Wars should have like taken longer, like 6 years, because then like we still could have the show. Because I don't think it feels like Ahsoka should have grown that much. Ahsoka and Anakin should have grown that much in like 3 years. That happens like really fast. So yeah, like maybe a movie like in the middle of the show. and like we have like let's say 4 seasons of Clone Wars. We have the first movie. That's at episode 1, Texas Clones, and we have 4 seasons of Clone Wars show. Then we have the second movie. I don't know what it'd be called. Another 4 seasons of Clone Wars show, leading up to episode 3, where this would just be normal. I think that's probably how it should go. I mean, yeah, maybe not exactly how you would put it, but I definitely don't think this film's that necessary. But like maybe we should like have a like flashbacks, because I do feel like, and it's kind of when I just filmed then we don't have Qui-Gon Jinn, so like he's a good character. So yeah, I don't think we're gonna bring back like go like have a whole film for just like one character. No, 3 characters, Vader. Darth Maul. What's the third one? Jar Jar? Really? No, Shmi Skywalker. She's in episode 2 as well. Oh yeah, but the alive version, I guess, like not close to death. Oh, okay, but I still don't think it's really necessary for 3 characters. I mean, Kevin Panako's pretty cool. Okay, shut up. I mean, episode 1 does start the prequel trilogy, and I think the prequel trilogy does like build the world a lot more, like Naboo. Like Naboo is just such a cool planet, It's one of the best looking planets. It's incredible. Yeah, I feel like one of the worst things in the movie is kind of going back to Tatooine. Like, we don't really need to do that. Like I don't even need to think Anakin really needs to be kid anyway. Why do we even need kid Anakin? Ruined Jake Lloyd's life, so you just ruined a kid's life for no reason. Like, we don't even need this movie. I mean, kids are never great in Star Wars anyway. Don't tell Jake Lloyd that. Don't worry, I think he's in prison or something. We see Palpatine when he's not as old and stuff. Yeah, before he got electrocuted to death. I kind of like that you don't see his eyes. It's just kind of like really cool. Like, I don't think there's any like one like really that does that. Anyway, let's move on. Yeah, so pod race is pretty cool. We see Anakin in full action there. That's what the only thing he does for the movie. Confusing stuff there. What's me confusing? I mean, I don't even know what pod race really has to happen. Like, I think that there's like so much more scenarios I could go with. That'd probably be a lot better. Instead of like risking your child's life. Like, do you see, like, everyone except Anakin's Sebulba like dies. Yeah, Shami's a very good bad parent. And it's all happy in the end. And now it's not, because Shami's left alone without any freaking son. She has C-3PO, but like, how's he gonna help? Well, I never thought about that. That's pretty sad. She just left there on Tatooine, like, all alone. And I can't even visit her as well. That's just cruel of the Jedi to do that. They go to Coruscant, which is kind of just pointless. Yeah, they did the whole pod race to get the Coruscant, and then it was like, nah, they don't even help. That's really like that would piss me off like real bad. Like if I just went all the way, if I was on Naboo, okay, and then I had to go to Coruscant, but I have to top on Tatooine and like gamble my way out like a month there on Tatooine to try to get to Coruscant, but then like I'm going for Coruscant for help, right? They don't help. They don't do any help, so I have to go back to Naboo on my own, and that would be really annoying. Like, seriously, crap Qui-Gon Jinn had to go through. And also, I think Disney kind of changed Qui-Gon's age. He used to be 60, but I think he's on like 48 now, which I think is a lot better age. Like, shouldn't be 60, but like it's kind of weird just changing someone's age. Yeah, I mean, like, people could still be tricked by like websites that haven't been updated. People could still think Qui-Gon Jinn's 60, but like, yeah, it makes a lot of sense now. And I used to think like Qui-Gon was like one of the oldest Jedi. Yeah, he's like a pretty. He does live to be a pretty old Jedi. I mean, Mace Windu was like 3 years older. I mean, there is like a few Jedi, like their species, but like he went home to fight. I think why all those Jedi live so long is because like there wasn't any war any of those years, so Plo Koon and Key and the Money, they're pretty old. Yoda, he's like 900, so yeah, he's the oldest, boy. Like, there's a lot more Jedi, and like Obi-Wan, he only lives until 57. Luke lives until he's 53. But like now Qui-Gon dies young. It's really sad. Also, this is really weird because like there's like so much Jedi here and like none of them help. They don't accept Anakin because like he's too old. Wow, like he's freaking 9. Come on, Jedi, get a life. At least in the other two films, like they actually did something, but this one, nope, we don't care. They just sit around and do nothing all day. Like probably have like iPhones and iPads and stuff. Oh no, it's in Star Wars, so that doesn't happen. We got tweeting. You too. It's from Darth Jar Jar Mimi. On Naboo at 6 p.m. It's 5:30 right now. Oh jeez, we have to get there to Naboo. Okay, I'll give the Jedi Council a ring and hopefully they can get us there. What's the shot there? What wasn't there? Where's your TIE Fighter? I rented it to another stormtrooper. God damn it, Storm. Nope. The Jedi are too busy doing Jedi stuff. What's that? Exactly. Sure, what's Darth Jar Jar gonna do if we don't show up? Exactly. Today we mourn the loss of 2 random dudes who were killed by Darth Jar Jar. We're not random. Yeah, I'm Darth Vader, y'all. Woo! Never heard of you. Jesus Christ. We don't even get the Jar Jar theory anyway. How is Jar Jar Sith Lord? Like, really? So of those hand movements he was doing in all those fighting scenes, they didn't hint towards that. Oh yeah, I probably should pay better attention to movies. Yes, Storm, definitely. You should definitely pay better attention to movies. Oh yes, and this film is the first in the prequel trilogy, and of course the prequel trilogy have a lot of politics, so the Phantom Menace introduces a politics into the mix. Yeah, I want to see the Phantom Menace in theaters back in 1999. You definitely want to see Star Wars politics. Who cares about going around the millennium fucking exploring the galaxy? We want politics. I mean, it kind of does make sense that you have to discuss a lot of things at the public, and like I don't know what they're doing. Jesus Christ. Yeah, there was way too much of it, but I don't think there's any in the Clone Wars. Episode 2 doesn't have that much of it, I guess, and episode 3, so it's kind of just episode 1's fault, yeah. Yeah, I mean, that's the thing. I mean, I feel like when you say criticize episode 1, you're kind of just criticizing the whole trilogy, but you're not, like, you're just criticizing one movie. I mean, just because it's in that trilogy, it's so, like, yeah, I mean, we've fallen into our trap as well. If Phantom Menace does something wrong, the other two movies do something wrong too. I mean, other two films are good in that aspect. I mean, I feel like Phantom Menace is actually better than episode 2, but still. Episode 2 is just kind of really boring, but like we'll save that for another video. There's also another like boring scene in episode 1, and it's like where Senator Palpatine, the Emperor, is like talking to Queen Amidala about like trying to promote him into being the Supreme Chancellor, and it's kind of just really boring. I'd rather paint drawing. Yeah, at least with that you actually get a painted wall. Exactly. One of the biggest questions I've had for a very long time, and I think that this is Star Wars YouTubers answered this in a video, but like, why did Padme fall for Anakin when he was so young? Like he was like 9. I was gonna say 5, but like Padme, I think was 16. She's 5 years older than him. Like if you watch episode 2 and 3, it's not that noticeable that Padme is that much older. Because Anakin's like taller, but like Padme's a girl, so like I mean, Padme doesn't really look that older, but that maybe that's cause like there's actually 10 years in the difference between episode 1 and 2, and like the Star Wars universe, but actually in between them releasing, there's only like 3 years, so it kind of messed up. That's because they had to change the actor for like Anakin. I mean, I don't think Jake Lloyd wanted to do it again. I kind of wish I watched that video. because I really want to know. I mean, like, it's okay. Like, I can take it. Like, Anakin's kind of cute noise now. And just like that, I don't feel that there's anything really else to talk about the Phantom Menace, because like when you go on longer and longer, like, everything's been talked about already. But when we get on to the next Star Wars movies, maybe it'll get like more interesting. I mean, I hope so. Like a pretty boring podcast if it's just going to be talking about Star Wars movies all over and over. Exactly. So, Storm, thanks for coming on to the podcast. I liked having a second opinion around here. It's just me all the time, me. But like, it's just really fun to like listen to someone else's opinion. I know you guys did too, because you're probably sick from my opinion all the time. We read more stuff, like at least there's someone else talking to the camera. Yeah, I'm very grateful. I'm glad you picked me over, like, I don't know, Kylo. Why would I pick him? Yeah, I pick his nose all the time. Yeah, that's disgusting. Anyway, guys, I'm out. See you at Thanks Vader, and I'll go cook dinner. It's actually going to be chips and burgers, storm burgers. Lots of storm burgers tonight, bro. That's the food in Storm's Kitchen. Storm's Kitchen is closed down because of coronavirus, so I want to make that. I want to taste at home. Okay, guys, hope you enjoyed the podcast. It was something different I wanted to do. Usually I just do video reviews on my own, but like I wanted to spice things up around here and get a second opinion on. And I haven't I've only opened this channel for about a month, so I haven't really talked about that much Star Wars stuff yet. But in the viewers' time, I'll have talked Star Wars to death, and of course I do these podcasts. I was actually thinking about doing reviews at first, but I thought these podcasts would be like a better idea, especially because I can have Storm on and like it could just be cool. And maybe I might do like a review series later. I'm doing like Clone Wars reviews, which is good. Like they're only like 22-minute episodes, so that's like good. So I'll see you guys in the next video. Hope you enjoyed it, and I'll see you in the next one. Goodbye.